Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to the videos of the paid request, this time from Daniel. And it's for... holy shit. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, you can send it to my PayPal, usually the best bet. You can join my Patreon. I do have a Cash App as well for those who do want to ask. Feel free. Most of those links are down below in the info box. Now, Daniel wanted me to talk about Bram Stoker's Van Helsing, and I'm sitting there going, what the hell is this? This movie looked like it cost $3.85, and that's put in lightly. This is pretty much a really cheap looking snooze fest, dog shit soap opera. Where let's have a Van Helsing movie that's the Dracula story with no Dracula in it. I mean, you just say there's kind of Dracula because you kind of see a figure in a mist at one or two points, but they never fight with Dracula. They never say the name Dracula. They don't go after Dracula. You never see the face of Dracula. They don't stop him at the end. He's pretty much not in it. And for the most part, you have, other than the maid, about three people talking in a... No, four. Four people talking in the house. You have the character Lucy, who's ill. Her love, Arthur, who gets the help of Dr. John. You try to get this, like, well, Dr. John used to be with Lucy, who's now with Arthur, and Arthur and John have this kind of buddy of heads, because used to be with her, but I'm still with her, but we both still love her, and the acting is shit. And John calls in for Van Helsing, which I guess they got from community theater. This film is so cheap. There's an outside shot of a fucking house at the beginning of the film, and it's CG. The outside of a fucking house with lightning or storm, whatever, it's fucking CG. Lucy's writing a letter to Mina, which are elements that was in Dracula. Mina was Stoker. Harker. With Harker, I meant. And it's an ugly to look at film. It's really fucking ugly. It looks like a really cheap looking soap opera. With terrible lighting. And I know I'm one to talk about terrible lighting. I know about terrible lighting. It's in every video. So I know how it is. It's cheap. It's like, this movie's fucking cheap. Boring, droning dialogue. Where Van Helsing talks to Lucy. Let me put you under hypnosis. Then she sees clouds. And I swear the sound is not yodeling, but remember those commercials? Ricola, la la la, la la la. In the background of these clouds. So Van Helsing did the hypnosis, comes down, says, hey, things seem to be... I go with Dr. John's analogy. Van Helsing didn't do shit. No wonder Arthur is pissed off, because, like, he didn't do shit. And then the next night, or that night, the window opens, and you get this white light thing and kind of a mist. Like the cheapest way to implement Dracula into a movie without saying he's Dracula. And then they find these bite marks, and oh, she needs blood transfusions. So they give her blood transfusions. And it's just this incessant chatter and blasé acting about nothing. About Arthur liking Lucy, but John likes Lucy. And they both like Lucy, but they both want to find out what's going on. And Van Helsing going, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I've been reading these books. These books seem like to be similar to what's going on. John, let me get some blood transfusion from you. Later on, Arthur, let me get some blood from you for the transfusion here. At one point, Van Helsing goes in with these flowers. Doesn't explain to anybody else what the flower's about, but has these flowers by the window. Tells to Lucy, everything be fine. Then Arthur goes to see her. Ooh, these flowers smell like shit. He doesn't say that, but then he throws out the flowers. He leaves. Dracula comes in again. Although you don't fucking see Dracula, really. Not really. So that's when we need another transfusion, this time from Arthur. Does this sound like fucking fun to you? Does it sound like interesting or intriguing? No wonder this gets a 3.19 to B. I would give it lower. So Van Helsing realizes what the fuck happened to the flowers. Oh my god, Lucy's in deep shit. And he's giving her CPR. Now, I guess this movie, the makers of this movie don't realize CPR was not a thing back in the day. Wasn't it like 1960 when they implemented CPR? They want to know what the fuck CPR was back in the day. 50s, 60s, like that's when. Not 18, whatever the fuck. They want to know what the fuck CPR is. And even then, it's like he's trying to pump her stomach, not her fucking get her chest beating, her heart beating. And how fuck do you know what CPR is, dude? About 100 years too early. Or less so. 50, what the fuck. So Lucy dies. But of course she's not died. She didn't die. They look at her coffin, she's missing. A maid's looking around. Ah! They find her dead. Then you have like 2 or so scenes of trying to be London in the worst green screen you can tell. You just horrible, awful green screen. That looks like absolute shit. And a girl, Arthur finds out. Then it seems like he doesn't believe in what's going on with Lucy. Then he does believe it. And we come to find out he's got 2 holes in his neck. So he kidnaps a girl, gives it to Lucy. Lucy says it'll never be over. Van Helsing and Dr. John says, no, don't do it. I find it funny that Arthur at one point is huffing like he's having sex. They throw some holy water. They grab her. You must stab her. Arthur stabs her, which he gets by telling her now he's okay. Cut to Van Helsing has to cut her head off. You barely see anything. And then Mina Harker comes up and goes, hey, my husband. He's sick, he's ill, he's in trouble. Of course, that's the guy who would be Dracula, the beginning of Dracula. So no, there's no Renfield, there's no Dracula. Most of it takes place in this one house. Most of it is with these 4 people. Lucy in bed, either complaining or moaning like she's having the lamest wet dream possible. Arthur and John droning on about how much they love Lucy and I like her more than her. Van Helsing droning about, we used to believe in more things and we need to be open-minded. No interesting dialogue, no interesting conversations, nothing fucking happening. Looking like a shithole soap opera with crappy yellow, whatever the hell type of cheap ass lighting. It's ugly to look at. It's a snooze fest. Nothing fucking happens. I dare you stay awake for it. That's a fucking double dare. I don't mean the fucking Nickelodeon show. And what was the point of making this movie? Hasn't there been countless versions of Dracula, the story? So they thought, well, we could do this very cheap. And by the way, that cover is a complete lie. Van Helsing does not look like that. He looks much older. He looks a little bit like Sigmund Freud in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He never carries an axe or any weapon of that nature. Other than the little holy water and stake Not even the state, the other guy has it. A little bit of holy war at the very end. There's no excitement, there's no thrills, there's no blood, there's no... nothing. There's fucking nothing. Sorry. You take this, put this fucking thing... And that's my cue to end the review. The name is Rooster. One of his roosters. But it's hard to talk about a film when nothing happens in the movie. I agree. Like I said, nothing happens during the movie. If you don't believe me, watch the trailer. Cover's complete lie. Acting's from like community theater. I think he's tired of me talking about the film, so I'll end it. I know it's not a long review, but there's not much to talk about with the fucking movie. I just explained the entire film to you. Don't believe me? Be my guess. 3.1 IMDb? I think that's too high. I don't see anything positive about this. Being over the top. Then go watch the movie yourself. Fuck this shit. Later.